Fantastic job, both of you. I really like the characters that you were playing.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you. Thank you so much.
Now, to prepare for this, did you go back and watch the original film or rewatch it?
it. It's funny. I watch it every day, so it wasn't like I had to research anything. I think a lot of us just it's just embedded. I'm a comedian, so like it's just ingrained in me. So a lot of the refer. I mean, but it was funny because like a lot of the original cast, they actually kind of gave us insight as to what was going on with them and the characters and just when they made the original, and that was beautiful actually. So Sherry Headley was very 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 helpful and helping us sort of discover new things about the film, and just a new appreciation was
Mm.
built when we met them. It was awesome.
Yeah, there was definitely 100%. There was definitely a lot of, when you obviously know that which part you're going to be playing and what story you're going to be telling, you want to go back and find like the small other things that you may have missed that you kind of want to add on to the story. But when you're on set and you are getting insight from Sherry, she's just like sharing what a deep feeling and how it meant to them, and you kind of just have a new appreciation for it. But yeah, there was definitely that. But it was a staple, so.
What did you each like best about the characters that you played?
I want to talk about what I loved about the marimba and Nazamos.
Okay,
I
we'll swap. We'll swap.
Why
Okay.
not? You know what I
Okay.
mean? I truly loved her pride. She has so much pride for where she comes from, and I, she helps Lavelle realize the pride where he comes from, and she just sort of shares that, and it reminds him like, oh, I love Queens. And so that pride was very infectious, and sometimes you don't realize that until you meet people like her, and it actually helped me. I'm from Maryland, so like so like it was something I took home with me, offset. So I truly appreciate that.
Ah, Miranda sent her love.
Love it.
I think what I absolutely adored about Lavelle's character is how he too had so much pride about where he comes from and where, and who he was and what he stood for. But most importantly, there's a really gentleness about him and willingness to just like step into the new and truly embrace what, this new world has to offer. And I enjoyed seeing that spirit. He's got some street, but that street is just rooted in so much strength, and like I will not be defeated by anything. I was raised different, and he brings that to the palace and brings that to the kingdom, and I love that.
Wow, wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank
Tell me about that dress that you wore. How difficult was that to walk in for both of you, actually?
I'll tell you a secret, Alexandra. There was in the train, there was somebody underneath that was on like a little panel with wheels on it. So that when I walk, they're pushing themselves and I'm able to pull the whole thing because I think it weighed the same thing as me. Like my, it must have been 100 pounds. But yeah, there was a person underneath the train that was helping me to move. It took a long time for me to be able to move in that train because yeah. And Jermaine was like holding me and we'd start giggling and I'd be like, oh my God, oh my God.
you. We be leaning to the left, sometimes to the right, because the weight was so unmanageable sometimes. She had to walk so slow, and sometimes I'd forget, and I'd walk past
Yeah,
her.
I'm like, wait for me.
Yeah, it was hilarious. We finally got it, but you can't tell, honestly. That's how good she is.
Right.
Not at all. And finally, tell me about working with Eddie Murphy.
Woo! Yeah. It's surreal, very surreal. He's the reason why I wanted to do what I'm doing right now, as far as doing stand up and transitioning into acting on film. That's my idol, and to work with him was just crazy because I got to see him in his element, and his element is just unrivaled. I loved watching him get into his zone, and it was just awesome. And him off set is just as cool. So working with him was truly like a dream come true for real.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I mean, he is the epitome of Black Hollywood, Black royalty. He's iconic. He is a living legend. And it was beautiful to just watch him just play. you know, because there's so much respect that he has for the craft, but also just watching him, you know, step onto set and make everybody just feel good and feel relaxed. He's an incredible human being, and he's just a very, very talented, one of a kind, one of one talent.
Thank you both so much for talking to me today. It's been such a pleasure. You both did a great job, like I said, and I hope to see you in many more films.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.